Hey everybody, this is another video. This one is about how to use the model league function to move your 2015 card set league to a 2016 card set. So I'm going to share my screen again. There's some things you have to kind of keep in mind as you're doing this, and I want to show you. So I'm going to bring up League Manager. Now this is Spring Fever 2017. And even though it says 2017, it's a spring league. It runs, this has the 2015 card set. If you look at the team and you manage the team, each one of these is assigned a punt coverage using the 2015 card set, the penalty card, which we don't even use penalties in this league, I don't think. Yeah, we do not. And a fumble rating based on their quarterback. So when you're getting ready to like model league, you know, usually commissioners do this, but even if you're not a commissioner, you may want to look at how your team looks. So you're going to use this function here under league. It's called model league. And you're going to change this to the new card set. So it was built using the 2015 card set. So we'll call this one, because it'll be played next spring, we'll call this one the 2018 Spring Fever League. And now look at this box here, update team cards. If you do not click this button, it's going to leave those options that we saw where it said, you know, the fumble rating for the QB fumble rating for Shreveport is 2015 Dallas. If you click this, when it updates it, it'll change it to 2016. And I'll tell you why this is important. You want to update it because let's just say it's an online league. You've got 24 members. Some people leave. Some new people come in. They've only bought the current version of Strat-O-Matic. So even though you don't have anybody using, there's no 2015 card set players in the set, because you left those team cards as 2015, it's going to require a license for the 2015 season because you're using the 2015 team cards. So you always want to click this. I'll show you what I mean. I'm gonna leave it unclicked, okay? So we're going to say create, and it goes through its process. Okay, so we'll ignore this for now, but let's look at what happened. We now have the 2016 card set, but when you look at the managed team, it's still showing those 2015 punt coverage, kick coverage, penalties, fumble ratings. That's no good. So let's delete this league. Okay, and then we're going to create it again. We're going to open it again. We're going to open the 2017 league. Now let's use that model league function again. So we're going to go to league, model league, select the 2016 card set. I will give it the same name. And we're going to say update team cards. Now when we do it, we do want to keep an eye on these things too, by the way. I'll show you what we're going to do with them. Let's copy all this out. Okay, so we're going to hit close. And now when we go to manage the teams, all those punt coverages and kickout coverages have been updated to the current card set. That's an important step. Like I said, if you had a new guy come in, he tried to restore the league, it's going to say, hey, it's asking me for 2015 authorization code. I don't own 2015. That's why you want to do it. Okay, so let's go back to that report we got. Now, what this does is it gives you a list of the players that were in the league in the previous version and now are not in the league. Some of these are legit. Amini Silatolu, he's not in the league anymore. He's not in the NFL, so he was in there in 2015. He's not in there in 2016. No problem. That's great. Thanks for the know-how, for the update. But Pac-Man Jones played last year. He's rated. I think he's still a 5 cornerback. That's on Michigan's team. So you need to do is go to Michigan. You know, you're going to go to team. You're going to say manage league rosters. The reason why he's listed there is because Pac-Man Jones doesn't exist. but Adam Jones still exists. So he's changed his name. So we go down to the Jays. There's Adam Jones, and then you draft him onto the team. So you have to kind of, as a commissioner, you have to kind of go through this list to say, okay, which one of these guys are out of the league, which ones are really in the league. And then there's a special group. Well, here's another one, Nickel Roby. He now goes by Nickel Roby Coleman. So let's go to Jacksonville's team. We're going to go to their defensive backs, and we're going to scroll down. It's not going to be under C anymore. It's going to be under R, I believe. So there he is. Instead of just Nickel Coleman, it's Nickel Roby Coleman. I'm sorry, it used to be Nickel Roby. So it's not Nickel Roby anymore. It's Nickel Roby Coleman. So we'll draft him to the team. Now he's on there. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but you have to go through this list to make sure these are all legit. J.R. Sweezy didn't play. So you have to worry about him. Now let's go through this special list of players I was talking about. So I pointed these out on the forum about guys you have to keep an eye on as you start the new version. These guys are just about always going to give you a problem because there's guys with duplicate names. You have 2 Charles Johnsons. You have 2 Mike Adams. You have 2 David Johnsons. So you kind of have to go through your rosters. Now, Brandon Marshall, Jacksonville. Well, which Brandon Marshall did he have? Did he have the inside linebacker, or did he have the wide receiver? So, you kind of have to do this while you have your rosters open. Hopefully your commissioner is organized enough that he's posting an Excel sheet or a Word doc or something that lists the rosters. So let's go to league spreadsheets, go to Spring Fever. So here is maybe we have a list. I think he has it spelled out. There it is. So here's its Spring Fever workbook. So let's go. That was the Jacksonville team again. And the Brandon Marshall they have is the inside linebacker. Okay. So we'll go back to that league manager. We're going to go to linebackers. No Brandon Marshall there. And let's see if he's listed in here. And he's not. So what happened to him? There's 2 possibilities. Either he's on somebody else's team, the guy who had the Brandon Marshall wide receiver got him by mistake, or he didn't get added to the pool because of this conflict of names. So let's go to all owned. Look for Marshall. So he's on the New York Jets. So we'll go to the Jets. Wait a minute. Brandon Marshall, New York Jets. There's no New York Jets here. What? Maybe that never got updated, but let's look. Yeah, there is no New York Jets, so he's not. Oh, I'm sorry. That's his NFL team. Sorry, it's a little shaky here. So Shreveport. So we're going to go to Shreveport. Reavers. And Brandon Marshall, the split in is there. So that means that's where he should be. The Brandon Marshall wide receiver is on the Shreveport Steamer. So we're going to go back to the Jacksonville team. And here's how you get him in. You're going to click on this button called Add Players. Then you have to go to the 2016 Stock League. So you should have a Stock League created. I always create a league for every year I own and just call it by the year. So the 2016 stock team is just called 2016. And we're going to go to Denver. That's the NFL team that Brandon Marshall played for. You're going to click his name. You can click Add. You're going to get a message to say Brandon Marshall was added to the free agent pool. So go back to linebackers. They're listed alphabetically. And there's Brandon Marshall. And we're going to say draft. So now Brandon Marshall's been added to the league, and he's been added back to the team he played for. So I will usually post on the forum the guys you have to watch out for: Mike Adams, Charles Johnson, David Johnson. Anybody who has a duplicate name is going to have this type of problem when you roll over the league. So that's how you use the model team function. It's a lot of work as a commissioner to go through this and make sure the rosters are accurate. A good idea is to ask your league members to check their own team. People aren't really interested in looking at the other 23 teams, but they will take a look at their team to make sure all their players are there, and that can be a big help. All right, so that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and I hope you find it helpful. See ya.